Hi, this is Trivial Punk,
And this is Boris the Illithid.
And this is DeathSarge.
and we're playing the Stanley Parable.
Specifically, DeathSarge is playing.
Yeah, now,
Oh boy.
I'm sure some of you have heard of this game or seen this game, and it's fucking awesome, and we're like, we're doing a group thing for the first time. What? No, oh my god, it's got the little red shit in the top. Okay.
What the fuck?
You can't, like, can you see this recursive screen bullshit? It's got the number tracking my frame rate for recording this in each of those recursive screens. But it's not going to be recorded for the video because obviously I don't put frame rates in the videos.
It's not in the smaller ones. These pixels are too small.
It's too, well, I think like the way it's been distorted because you see there's this little... Yeah, anyways, let's get started for our viewers. Begin the game.
The mouse is in the way. Will it always be in the way?
Just can it go away?
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking.
The end is never the end is never.
Is loading.
This is the
never
story
did.
of a man named Stanley.
Don't skip. You gotta watch this shit, it's awesome.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job
Yeah, I really
was
stepped it
simple.
up.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons.
This
on the
is really good.
keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor.
looks like
at his
G-Man.
desk, telling him what
G-Man?
buttons to
Yeah, the
push,
model for G-Man.
how long to push them,
Half-Life.
and in what order.
Right.
This is what employee
Yeah, I play Half-Life
427
again.
did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it
Fucking
solely,
finger typer. Look at this guy.
Stanley relished
Well, he's told to
every
push a single
moment
button
that
at a
the
time.
news came in.
Yeah, but you can just put one hand on
Harry
the
had
keyboard
been
and just
made
do all of it.
exactly for this job.
We need you to be a little bit more relaxed.
Was
No!
Needs to be,
I'm upset
it needs
about
to be
this.
Stop
one
me
day,
saying
something
so
very
analytical.
peculiar happened.
Dude, this is all
I'm missing
Something that would
cutscene.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you to not leave this room for just a few seconds. We're going to explain a bit what's going on.
Okay.
So, DeathSarge has never played this game, has never heard anything about this game. We've been very careful to mitigate what he expects from this game.
I'm very worried about this.
As I'm sure many of our viewers are aware, is extremely important. This will be his first virgin understanding of the Stanley Parable.
You're popping
And
my cherry.
also, you have to be critical of this game. Come on.
Yeah, I just told you to shut up while he talked.
Yeah, well, I could just edit that out.
But I missed cutscene.
He can't edit his memory in.
Yeah, I can. He said that Stanley sits at his desk a lot. Go.
Alright,
That breaks immersion.
so
It's too meta!
So, we probably won't always be talking as frequently as we normally do in videos, simply because the narrator is going to be talking instead, and we like him to say his piece.
But
So,
in between, you can expect us to be obnoxious and look at paintings.
Is there a face in that painting?
I don't see it.
Yeah, I see the face.
Right there.
The face of God. It sort of looks like a bunny.
Okay. Alright, so now feel free to proceed.
Alright. Oh, I can crouch.
You can crouch.
I can crouch. I have figured a button.
I can
I
sing.
can crouch. Dip, dip, potato chip.
Who organized this filing?
It looks very disorganized. What is that file doing up there?
Like, you can't even get to half of those.
No, I.
Pretty tight. Pretty small office.
Yeah, like if one of look at that one at the back there, like back right.
Look at that
corner.
coffee stain.
All right,
Alright.
let's go.
Am I supposed to leave?
Yes.
Yes.
No, the light's not blinking. There's no call waiting.
No, there is no one waiting for you, Stanley.
Hmm.
The door is broken.
Or it's locked.
No, the door is broken.
Hmm.
Silent Hill. All doors
All
are
of
all
his
broken.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, there's a monitor on.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I feel like the narrator is being somewhat condescending.
He might be.
It's possible.
Although that seems, maybe don't jump the gun on that. Let him speak his piece.
And maybe he has good reason for sounding condescending.
You are just kind of wandering around. But that's sort of
I'm doing what I always do in games. Why is
Yeah.
there a blank? Oh, construction. Okay, it's nothing weird.
It looks like an escape attempt to me. Ladder, missing ceiling tiles.
Is that the meeting room? That looks like a subpart meeting.
What the fuck?
When
Doors.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You heard the man.
I heard the man. Yeah, let's go left.
Oh man. Something horrible is about to happen.
What is close behind me? No, the other doors
Look
work,
at all
do
of the
they?
paintings.
Does this door work? Nope.
Mel made the clickety-click.
Hey,
Hey, that's actually a really nice high-res
Yeah.
picture of a leaf.
Those are really high res. Oh, that one's kind of blurry.
Well, I think it was like an oil. It's like a watercolor or something.
Oh
I
god,
don't know.
why can't I? Right?
Blinded by the light. That is the second time I've made that reference
Yet
today,
there was not a single person
and
here
I still don't
either.
know where it's from.
Feeling a wave of
Do not alter
disbelief,
without
Stanley
consulting
decided to
whiteboard
go
manager.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve? Wait, check the how to solve dispute with coworker.
Let it ball up inside you. Up it.
using slides to assure employees that everything is okay.
This seems oddly corporate.
Everyone is unique. You most of all.
But I do the same thing every day.
Yes.
Yeah, but you do it in your own special banal way.
Number of slides on the slide. Slides. Slides.
This
Is that accurate?
that was
It's great. Which charts are the same, so I have to pick the same.
charts, numbers, Rubik's. Oh.
Rates of increase in graphs per slide.
Oh no! No! What are we?
Stop,
Oh,
stop,
no.
stop, 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 stop.
What the hell is going?
The boss appreciation minute.
Oh,
Oh,
that sounds fun.
appreciate
That
I'm-
slideshow was slightly disturbing.
Remember,
Solid.
Stanley was on his way to his boss's office, in case you're wondering where the
Right, yeah.
More
Where the-
charts.
synergized core value. Cheers.
Shift Global Market Parade.
Monetize
free to play.
Sounds like EA. Am I in the EA office?
Well, there's no one here, and it seems to be run by a soulless narrator. So yeah, you might be. Whoa! A door worked. Go in.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I somehow suspect no, he didn't.
Why are you telling me what to do?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom
Are
closet.
you Hitler?
No reason to still be here.
That's making me highly suspicious.
Don't Godwin's law this in the first 4 minutes.
But it's so suspicious.
Why that is your suspicious
It's all good.
Coming to a
Hey,
staircase,
I remember
Stanley
Bioshock,
walked
if
upstairs
you would-
to his boss's
Would you
office.
kindly?
It's like
You came to a staircase.
you went from 0 to Hitler in like 4 minutes.
I
It
remember
didn't-
Bioshock.
I remember Bioshock. That's Hitler.
Whoa. Yep, Bioshock.
Look at how nice this office is. Executive bathroom.
Yeah, go use that shit.
No.
Nah.
Go-
Probably plugged it anyways. They never clean that shit.
It's the executive office. They only clean that shit.
I don't like how doors are closing behind me.
I don't look at the wood finished desk. Ew. It
No.
matches the fucking floor panels. Whoa.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Piano?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known
Why are you
was that the
inside my
keypad
brain?
behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
First he's telling me what to do.
There's no way Stanley could possibly know that the code is 2845. Stanley, what are you doing? Just trying random numbers? Maybe one of
Stanley
them will
just
work.
sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination... Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
Technically
input
possible.
the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
I
passageway.
feel like a big spoon fed.
What the hell, man? You're like, hey, look, this
Oh, hey,
secret
this
door.
looks like
Let's
good
go
stuff.
look at these. Bring the liquor. You might need them.
Yeah.
What?
Suddenly portal?
Some silent, no, fuck, Alan Wake style lights there.
What the hell is all this shit?
It's
Oh, that's dark. I'm back on the...
It's machinery's TM.
the background machinery of your existence. Or maybe just some shit that's lying around the office. That seems more likely.
So a little bit about the origins of this game. It used to be a Half-Life 2 mod, and this is now the standalone version of the game, fully redone.
Descending deeper into the building,
Looks
Stanley
great.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Maybe
Stop
that's,
smiling like
This
that.
now, when for years
Mr.
it had
Psychology
never
can
occurred
screw
to
with
him.
any individual
This
person.
question would not go unanswered for long.
maybe it's maybe he feels a little freer to think, because nothing makes sense, so you have to think.
It
Yes,
might.
but why is he telling me what to do and he's telling me to do things that I'm not supposed to do?
Why are you doing the
Stanley
things he's
walked
telling you to
straight ahead
do?
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I should probably go.
I don't want to go in there. It's gonna mess with me. Hey, what's that?
Hey, there's an escape apparently. The cake is a lie or something.
This really does remind me of... Let's go escape.
Yay, escaping.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What do you do now? I'm just gonna hole up in this hallway and see how long I can make it.
The door
feeding off
behind
of
him
the
was not
pipes.
shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
He's being really condescending.
I don't think condescending is the right word. I think just threatening.
A little ominous.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
You're using reverse psychology on me.
Or is he? Maybe you'll die.
Oh man, look at those smoke particle effects.
Yeah,
Nice.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
That's some like Outlast quality particle effects. Dun, 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 dun.
You're not making this any easier, people who have played this.
Go into the red door.
Now, is this more or less ominous than a door labeled Mind Control Facility?
I think it's kind of...
And keep
You
in
can
mind,
still turn back
it
now.
opened on its own, so something
was.
or someone is controlling the fact that that opened.
The narrator doesn't want you there, but something opened it.
You have a choice to make.
What? Curiosities.
You don't.
You know what they said about curiosity?
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies.
But...
Although,
There's
if
a
you
whole facility back there you could explore.
if you need help making this decision, it is a long ass hallway. You're already at the end of it.
Stop messing with my brain!
No, that's what you agreed to.
Oh, Jesus.
Surprise!
Oh.
Yay! Falling.
Don't worry, you're not quite dead yet.
Not quite. What?
You're facing down. Here you are.
How did
As
you
the
even
machine
survive?
whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
The whole
Stanley
like
can't see
mind
the big
control
picture.
facility thing's
He
a
doesn't
little
know
bit more
the real
garish than the
story,
last.
trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his
What the
brief
fuck,
wishes.
Stanley?
Stand up. You get this. What happened to that one in front of you?
There you go. Hello.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the
Narrator,
enormous
narrator.
metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Poor Stanley.
Yes.
You remember, you can't go back that way. There are cardboard boxes. You can't get over cardboard boxes. You haven't developed the technology.
You actually, you can't jump.
Yeah.
In
Jumping.
fact,
Yeah, I
there's an achievement where if you try and jump enough times, it says, "No, seriously, we disabled it. You cannot jump."
Alright, so while he tries to jump all day long, do you even know what the jump key is?
On the controller, I have no idea. On the keyboard,
Usually-
it's spacebar.
Usually A.
So
yeah,
they're A
it
or
could be
Y.
anything, though.
Might be Y.
This is the only one that I'm getting auto clicks from.
Yeah, that's the button that activates stuff.
That's, yeah, that's the activate. But stop it! We'll try it
Alright.
later.
Let's progress with the story.
Yeah, let's find out what the heck glowing giant...
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
It's an interesting existential question. Do you think life has meaning just because we can die? Or does it have meaning because we can die?
Or does it lose meaning because you're determined to die and restart?
Exactly.
Makes reincarnation kind of depressing.
Well, at the same time, it also means that at any incarnation of your life, you can pick a different thing. I mean,
It fascinates me, by the way, DeathSarge, that of all places to end up, here is where your first playthrough takes you.
yeah. Well, I mean, it is giant red letters that say escape.
Yeah, but there were many paths to take before that moment.
I think the warning is probably built up enough.
It was the tipping point.
The tipping point. Like,
You guys didn't help any.
No.
the larger this text could read text, maybe then I would see the game as words. Words. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose.
Is
Point
to
is to
win.
win.
The point of the Stanley.
Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there? Wait, was that clock there?
Hey, check it out, Greenlight. We submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight. Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The stream page, blah blah blah. Only a series of cryptic photos were still enough to win the community's approval because this is awesome. Believe me, Stanley Parable is amazing. Although it's gotten a little bit more obvious than it was before. I do like the museum approach though. This is kind of cool. What? Answer the phone, Sarge.
I can't. It's not letting
It's a
me.
display piece.
Oh, okay.
This area may also contain spoilers for subsequent playthroughs.
It seems like it
Oh.
would. It does. I'm like, what?
It's kind of unfortunate that this is your first ending. It would have been nice to come here after a few.
Oh well. At least now you get to sort of see it in reverse.
Mm-hmm. I believe everything that appears here appears in the game.
It
somehow.
seems like it. Like they had all of the different elements of the game just kicking around. What's this then?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
And
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
some interesting considerations. Even if reincarnation is a thing, and the fact that, you know, starting over and over again might value life, at the same time knowing if you have faith in reincarnation, that essentially makes your life endless, giving you the same experience as someone who believes that life goes on forever.
Potentially.
Potentially. Assuming that you have
keep
memory.
everything.
Yeah. If you have memory. But if you have faith, you have essentially the same situation.
This game disturbs me
It is a little
because
bit-
I don't know what my faith is right now.
Well, that's the thing, is you question it. That's the point.
No,
Like-
I actually don't know what my faith is right now.
Oh, Stanley
I'm in-
Parable is a great place to be then.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna resume the game, or
Are you gonna begin the game again?
Time!
You've been killed.
You've been killed. Thankfully, however,
I'm gonna throw this out there. The narrator did not lie. Your death was at the end of that hallway.
very violent.
He told you precisely. Gave you multiple chances to turn back.
Begin the game again. Point
The
is,
end is never the end is never the end.
no, we have trapped ourselves here. The choices we make keep us here.
All of his
At the same
co-workers
time,
were
those
gone.
choices have been
What
made
could it
far
mean?
ahead of time. Gaming!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think part of the point is that, like, even though gaming can give you all of these different choices, you still have to be a human. And, like, so they've sort of, like, tailored a lot of choices by what humans would do, but you can still think about what humans would think about what humans would do, which is what makes psychology so difficult, because it's basically like studying any naturally occurring object, but anytime you look at it, it knows you look at it, so it changes how it reacts.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Come on, Sarge, you got some choices to make.
I do have some choices to make. I know what's behind the left door if I go down that path.
Do
to the
you?
escape path.
How many times did it branch? How many times did
Stanley
you go
walked
back?
up to his office. The staircase went down. Stanley proceeded to the mind control facility. Escape pointed to the left. How many branches can you think of?
You also, when you were in that museum, you didn't go through all the hallways. You pressed the button that said off. You never did restart the game.
So many things can change. So many variables.
Yet all of them have been carefully crafted beforehand to give you the experience of choice.
The illusion of control.
Yet there was not a single person
Hey,
here
tips for not getting
either.
fired.
Feeling
Talk-
away
Read it, I need this.
Talk
Stanley
less,
decided
don't
to
get
go
fired.
up
Do
to his
unbelievably
boss's
amazing
office,
work all the time,
hoping
every
he
day.
might
Here you
find
go.
an
You can
answer
look at how to
there.
solve a dispute with a coworker. You can let it ball up inside you, take it about passive aggressively on other coworkers, and then resent coworkers for not supporting you more.
Score.
Rinse, repeat.
Excuse me. The other point, though, is even though all of those choices... Profits. Even though all of those choices have been crafted ahead of time to give you the illusion of choice, the point of this game is that the narrator still can't control you.
But we can try.
You can try, you can do a lot. Hell, you could have just stayed in this friggin' broom cupboard.
Oh,
But then you wouldn't be
no.
playing
no,
the
no,
game,
no, no,
would
no,
you?
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Pick up a tool and bludgeon your head in. Free choice game.
The narrator's not impressed that you've chosen the broom cupboard once more.
I wanted to see
Try
what he
closing
would
the
do.
door. Can you close the door?
You've seen what he can do. He'll interact with you.
Yeah, it is an interaction. I think that's one of the things that people miss a lot when they talk about games, is that games is an interaction between the player and the person who produced the game and anyone else who might be playing the game. I mean,
Even the forces within the game can interact back with the player.
yeah,
That's what this
That's-
has just done.
exactly. Like, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. But the fact that it exists as a thing has gotten you going in circles around the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Don't worry, someone will close it for you.
Oh, we should turn subtitles on.
Should we?
Stepping into his
Talk a lot.
manager's office,
Alright.
Stanley was once
Okay. Ow.
Probably in audio.
Probably
Yes.
video, I think. Closed captioning.
Yeah. Bam.
Full captions.
Let's
do full captions. That sounds hilarious.
That sounds entertaining, especially if it does what I think it does.
again stunned to discover not an indication
It'll
of
play the
any
piano.
human
We'll
life.
probably resume after this.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
Hmm.
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
The weird
But his
thing
attention
is-
was caught by a
is that
keypad
we can't
behind the
actually
boss's
do that.
desk. What could its purpose be? In
He
fact,
didn't say this
this
the last
keypad
time.
guarded
Nope.
the terrible secret
Different.
that lay buried below his feet. and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
There's a lot of meta information that players get that the character just does not have.
Mm-hmm. Unless the character and the player are supposed to be one
Stanley
and the same.
just
Yep.
sat around twiddling
It's a
his
choice
thumbs.
you can make when you make the
Trying
game.
to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
The other question this always raises for me is like, how many times do you tell a game or something before it's just like, okay, you should know it by this point?
2845.
You know, like how many times do they program
Stanley simply began
repeating
entering
2845?
random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he
he's
knew
trying to-
that the
he's trying to
combo
anger
was
him.
2845,
I'm provoking the
it would be
narrator.
enough. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency
He's
override
responded.
and the door just opened all by
That is the
itself,
worst
and Stanley
secret
got the hell
door
on with
ever.
The story. Well, whoop.
So like
Are you happy to have DeathSarge?
I think
two
that
ways
I
you-
should spend this game provoking the narrator just to dare him to do something.
there are two ways that you can get through our secret door. Is one, you can get the correct code, or two, you can try the incorrect code 4 times and fuck it.
And the narrator gets pissed off.
But the thing is the narrator an intervention into the game that opens it for you, or is the narrator a part of the game, or can you frame it whatever way you want?
I wonder why this door hasn't opened yet.
Yes. So that just goes into
It's just
pipes.
I think it's just the wall of the lift. Actually, I don't think that's a door.
Yeah, it just goes into pipes. It's like Mario. It's a Mario door.
A Mario door.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So we've been down that road.
We've
I want to
escaped.
see his reaction.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall,
Stanley would meet his
would meet
violent
his
death.
violent death.
He can't possibly have the same reaction for the hallway.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still
Game's
had
like,
every
"You got it."
opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
The game may have.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
This game has a lot of permutations.
This might just be like one of them.
Yeah, he may not give a shit that you're doing the same thing twice in this particular instance.
So this
Although he didn't like the broom closet. Which
No, but I mean,
Mod
programming
was-
can only go so far.
This mod was released July 27th, 2011. This remake was released October 17th,
Hey,
2013.
giving you more exposition time.
Yes, that's why hallways. It's built on the Source engine by Davey Reedon, and I really love Greenlight. Can I just say how much I love Steam Greenlight?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the thing about Steam is I know I'm being monetized, but I love it. 'Cause
Yep.
They're giving me
They're
something
good
back.
at it.
They're giving me something back.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
But what I was saying, like, a lot of these things are a lot more obvious than they were, like mind control facility in giant letters.
I can't remember how it was presented in the mod.
It was just like a bunch of like television screen monitors.
You haven't let him press the light switch yet.
The lights rose on an enormous
Oh,
room
not
packed
this
with
many!
television screens. What horrible secret did this
What
place
the
hold?
fuck?
Stop
Stanley
talking and
thought to
ruining
himself.
things.
What am I
Did he
ruining?
have the
I ruined
strength
nothing.
to find out?
I'll maintain silence.
Might not even have known.
Stop being so critical.
That's what we do.
That's what you do.
That's what we do.
Don't worry, we'll get liquor in him later and he'll shut up. No, he won't shut up. That's not at all correct.
I will eat you. I will eat your face.
He'll be liquored, and that's what'll happen.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
I want to see if it.
The lives of so
oscillates
many
back.
individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
What's his
nothing.
number again?
427.
The thing is, if you're not critical of this game, it's just a guy walking down a hallway. That's no fun at all.
Or is it?
Well, I'm being critical of this game. It's just I'm experiencing it too.
Okay, 427.
There.
There we go.
Employee.
He hasn't been fired.
Nope. You're not fired. That's your office.
Is it?
That's for sure it. It's from the perspective of just over the filing cabinets.
Right.
No, it's from where it's the perspective where we started.
Mm-hmm. It is
Yeah.
also that.
Yes.
There's a bridge you can walk down.
If we had time, I'd love to like stay and like look at all of the different monitors, see if there's anything interesting.
There
going
were
on.
some with red letters on them. I was wondering.
Fired.
No, not just fired. See, red letters.
Oh yeah, it looks
That's
like
pretty.
someone's got a crash screen.
Yeah.
I feel like it would probably drive our poor viewers insane for us to sit here for too much longer.
I think so.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, the weird thing is we don't actually have any proof that they're controlling people's
No.
minds. Only that
He
they're watching them.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
And the sign.
Never.
The sign was pretty
It was
explicit.
unthinkable.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
And yet
Had
only
he truly
it's
spent
'cause
his
they're
Well, I was
controlling
mind
your mind.
controlled into
utterly
walking to my own
blind to
death.
the
and he was
world?
mind controlled into believing that this was a mind controlled facility. But
That's
then
why-
it is a mind control facility.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
What the fuck?
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So there was a doorway labeled facility controls.
And facility
Facility-
power.
Sorry, facility power I meant.
I'm doing the thing I usually do in games, is explore.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually you miss things if you don't explore.
Feel free to do so.
There's a button up here.
Mm-hmm. It's 4.
For what?
It is... God.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's copyrighted.
So it's been a good run. Thanks for watching, but Nintendo is gonna make sure we never work again. What is
Please
it?
don't flag our videos.
Please don't flag our videos. If you flag our videos, we're just gonna say it. We sung it too badly
What
for it
is
to
the
be
purposes
recognizable.
of this thing?
What's the purpose of anything, man?
Do we really
What
know
even
who we
is,
are?
man?
What even is? Mind controls idle awaiting input. Who needs this screen?
I do.
I need it.
I've
for
got
home.
like 3 of them in my basement. They all
And
said
when
the
at
same thing.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place.
That would explain
and
why
to
time
everything
doesn't
it stood
pass
for.
in your basement.
Everyone needs a temporal isolation chamber.
Mine is my basement room. Do I really
I
want
call it the inner sanctum. It's the furthest from
Do I
any door
really
in the
want to
house.
turn this off, or do I want to control things myself?
Dun,
What
dun.
do you want?
Or would you even be controlling things yourself if you did turn it on?
Can't hurt to try.
Can't
Say
it?
this.
Oh,
Remember
Stanley,
the last time you
you
tried?
didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and
They
leave.
wanted DLC.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire
Seems a bit extreme.
complex. How long until detonation then?
But
Let's
isn't
say
it doing the same
2
thing?
minutes.
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it?
No,
Sir?
it does exactly the
It's
same thing. He
your
wanted me
time
to turn off and
shine.
destroy the machine.
You are the
So
star.
yeah, it's being
it's
destroyed.
your story now.
He wasn't destroying
Shape
it,
it to
you were
your
just gonna
heart's
disable it and leave.
desires.
You
All
tried
this
to
is
usurp
much
control.
better than what
It was
I had
already
in mind.
offline.
What a shame
tried
we
to
have so
usurp
little
control
time
of
left
his
to
story.
enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
Not
But
just
what
the
precious
machine.
moments
The
each one
machine
of
that
them
is the
is.
story.
More time to talk about you.
The point is,
about
you
me,
made a conscious
where
choice
we're
he
going,
objected to.
What all this means.
He laid
I
out a path for
barely
you
know
and you
where
spat
to
at it.
start.
You wanted to push the narrator,
What's
he's
that?
blowing you up.
You'd like to know where your co-workers
He's gonna
are.
push you in a little
A
bit.
moment of solace before you're obliterated.
You're not gonna do
All right,
anything?
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna
There's a
die
room full of
anyway.
buttons behind
I'll
you.
tell you exactly what happened to them.
They are
I
on.
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
Sounded like
Of
Stewie
course,
for a
that
second.
was
there.
merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly
got
and
shorter.
then dying alone.
You walked down the hall.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a
0,
crisp.
5, 2, 1.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
One.
I almost
It's a
hate
one.
to see it go. But I'm
Correct.
sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
Disabled.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door.
Maybe if you hide under
Everything,
here, you'll be
anything.
fine.
Something here will save me.
Nuclear detonation.
Why am I
Do you think
listening
that,
to you
Stanley,
guys?
that this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see
This guy
you
and GLaDOS
made
should hook up. They would make a great
This is
team.
not a challenge.
Pretty sure they
It's a
just are.
tragedy.
Glad they
You
are
wanted
each
to
other.
Control this world, that's fine.
Remember,
I'm
he's
going
doing
to
I don't know.
science.
GLaDOS isn't breaking the fourth wall.
I don't know.
Take a
She
look at
was
the
doing
clock.
science.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing
Get
at
the
every
power
second of
off!
your inevitable life
No,
from the
nothing
moment
you
we
do.
fade in until
Yeah.
the moment I say happily ever after.
Lol.
Controller's still vibrating.
Because you're busy blowing up. You just don't have eyes.
2 endings down.
Hey, everything's fine.
Restart.
At least he didn't let you sit in your office forever and die.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Stanley's kind of a strange guy.
Am I driving the narrator insane?
Or is the narrator driving you insane?
Am I the narrator?
Who knows what now?
This has been Philosophy 101 with us.
But I'm trying to establish the personal identity of Stanley right now.
It's, you.
He's a character.
And he's not you. He's a character.
You could argue that he's the character.
He's the character. He's,
I'm all the people in the office?
You're the culmination of characterization.
You are a character. This is
I can suddenly interact with a lot of things.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. The story's not always the same.
Then why is he telling the story differently?
Because the story's not
The
always
story
the
is
same.
his. He tells it how he wants to.
I hate Monday. Isn't that copyrighted to Garfield?
No.
I don't think you can copyright
I hate Monday. I don't think he is enough of. He's not a corporation. He's not a jerk. He's not a copyright. I
When
hate
Stanley
Monday.
came to a set of 2 open
That'd be
doors,
good.
he entered the door on his
It
left.
wouldn't really make sense though, because just the fact
Nope.
that someone said
Nope.
I hate Monday
This
and
was
we
not
thought
the
of
correct way
Garfield
to the
means
meeting
that
room,
it's good
and
that
Stanley
it's
knew it
everywhere.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, just take a look at the employee lounge.
You want to see the employee lounge, buddy?
It's gonna be pretty sweet. Aw, yeah, look at all that blue.
Yes,
That relaxing
truly a
color.
room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Good job, Stanley.
Not as
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though
can't see
all
it,
your
but I have both
co-workers
hands
have
on my hips
mysteriously
right now,
vanished,
staring
here you
incredulously
sit
at the
looking at
computer
these
as I
chairs
listen
and
to the
some
narrator
paintings.
condescendingly
Really worth it.
in very, very sarcastic tones.
Are you narrating to the narrator's narration?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered
I
on
drink my
creepy
water
and
very
reflected
slowly
poorly
as I
on his
listen to
overall personality.
Trivial Punk's
It's possible that this is
comment on
why
my narration
everyone
of the
left.
narrator.
So you're
Narrating my
narrating
playing
the
of
narration of your narrator's narration.
I spiral downwards into madness.
I have
Stanley
started
sat around
a
waiting for more
dwarven
dialogue.
uh,
When a long time had
tantrum
passed and there
spiral.
was no
We're actually
more,
playing Dwarf
he
Fortress
decided
right
that
now.
the game was trying to send
and this is
him
just a
message.
robot looking through this room.
No, what's happened is we've manufactured computers in the Dwarf Fortress universe, and we're now playing the
The
Stanley,
Stanley Parable on
a computer
computers in Dwarf Fortress while narrating my own take on playing Stanley Parable on a computer in Dwarf Fortress.
Lots of
On a computer.
But at last, he'd had enough of
On
the amazing
an
room.
Xbox
Took
One,
the
which I
first
got
open
early.
door on his left to get back to
and
business.
enough of the amazing room. I would love to see a place
Is
just
that broom
called...
closet again? I could go for
He
that.
wants you to go to the left to get back on track.
That's wonderful.
You're just provoking him now.
Stanley's so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Good at
Well,
pushing
if
buttons,
if
but
he was bad at following directions, what about his coworkers? They just stopped existing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you
bad
had
form.
one job.
Be alive.
Exist, and you fucked it up. Do not jump from the cargo lift while his motion will cause death. Do you know there's a penalty for jumping off the lift?
Thousands of dollars.
5,000. Who are they exacting that from?
your
probably
widow.
the estate.
Your widow.
I know that the facility killed your husband, but
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
He
we've
also
gotten
owes us
off on the
5,000.
wrong
Stop
foot
suddenly
here.
being nicer.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
I was thinking that maybe it's the viewers that we have been making. We're pretty much only
This is
here
it,
for you
Stanley.
guys.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I think I understand.
I
I have to
believe.
play my 360.
She
I
wants
have to open up Origin again? That was a bad relationship.
Origin is abusive.
Steam sales abuse my wallet.
Steam sales are abusive.
Oh,
but it's
black
the good kind of
doorways. Black. Okay.
oh god.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up
Tell
the
me who it
phone.
is.
It's
You gonna unplug it?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with
I didn't think I could actually unplug it.
Yeah, you.
hope for a life where you
I
let
unplugged
him
the
one-
phone.
Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional
Gaming is
video.
educational.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most
I'm going to point
dangerous.
out this isn't
For
in
example,
the mod
in this
version.
scenario,
No, that's
a
true. This is
hypothetical
new.
real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life
game-
of citizens of impoverished third
The
world
game kind of
nations.
embodies this.
Or he could systematically set
doesn't
fire to
have
every
this.
orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make?
Fire solves all
Remember
the
that
problems.
unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, it's 4:30. What?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the
seen videos
best
of this.
part
This
to
is
a
bad
healthy
choice.
decision-making process.
Seems like
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
And restart game.
Ready for your exam?
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
man.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Go ahead, Stanley.
I don't wanna.
I think you've ceased been giving choices.
You don't have a choice, Stanley.
Would you kindly?
Would you kindly get on with the video, Stanley?
As DeathSarge sits there, contemplating his friend's words and trying to get him to get on with it, he suddenly thinks of Monty Python. Stop! Get your hands off the keyboard. I'm going.
If you don't want to do it, I'll do it,
Oh
Stanley.
wow! I can't actually jump off anymore. Oh.
Yeah, they put
Well,
fences up and everything. They're
yeah.
like,
Wow, he really doesn't like me breaking choice.
you did it wrong. You're not supposed to be able to do it
Now that
wrong.
choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
This is an
Imagine
interesting
the main character
deconstruction.
dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would
Unless
make
it was
no
the Prince of
sense at
Persia.
all. We just need to get you home as soon as
The door's
possible
open this time.
before the
Or the
narrative
Sixth
contradiction
Sense.
gets any worse.
That door was never closed.
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with
Oh, it
reality.
was closed on the way in.
Here you go. There you go. Fine. Good. I thought it was open.
I'll have to try that next time if that's around.
Pretty sure that was open.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was because I was looking down the hallway before. It might not have been though.
No, the door was closed.
Madness everywhere. Madness. Death is everywhere. Do not lie. You are lying right now. Stop. But I'm reading your sign. Ah!
Oh my god! Oh,
It's an endless paradox.
Is it? I think it's just good advice.
No, because if I'm reading the sign and the sign says you are lying right now,
No, it says do not lie.
it says do not lie.
If you
and
are lying right now, stop.
I thought it said you were lying right now. Stop.
Oh.
But if you say I'm not lying right now,
Almost
then you're
there.
lying.
You'll
Aren't
take
you?
the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I suddenly want the preference of sexy wife.
Suddenly that seems like the better choice.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, I want to check something. Spin in a circle. Never mind.
You wanted to know if the door behind you was open.
It's not even giving me a clicky.
Yeah.
Right. Left or right, Stanley.
But I'm not Stanley.
You're supposed to act as Stanley. He
So go
instructed
make
you so.
Spider-Man.
Let's make Spider-Man.
No!
Oh my God.
Why did you do that? Quickly,
Look what you've
hurry
done.
back in
Look
the
what you've
other
done to
direction. Perhaps we're
everything.
not too
It's
late.
collapsing on itself.
You're imploding the story, Stanley.
But, oh, that actually...
That looks like a collage.
Go in the other direction, he says.
Try it again.
One of you is being the good and bad shoulder right now.
Are we?
I just wanted to see what would happen.
You've
I
never
guess
go-
that is the bad shoulder. Plug him with a knife. I want to see what happens.
I've never actually gone down the stairs yet.
I wonder if the game.
You've also never actually done what he asked all the way through.
Yeah.
No,
never.
I haven't.
Yeah, we actually have no idea what the Stanley Parable story is. What the fuck?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
You did it
For
a lot
what?
of the other times.
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game
Blew up the whole
undone?
facility.
Left here like
That's
so
'cause he
much
broke the
garbage.
story.
Well, it's
The
worth
story
it.
breaks, so
And what am I
he
supposed to
tells.
do?
Thus,
Even if
remember
there
before
were a
he
way
said
to
sometimes
continue,
lets
would it
the
be worth
facility
it?
sink down
To
into
know that my
nothing.
story
Yeah,
is
but
now
we haven't seen
incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
I know the feeling, man.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh god. Oh god, run. Boop doop boop. Do 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 do.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh,
Storytelling's hard, bro.
my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Just behave exactly as
What the
Stanley
fuck?
would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All
What?
right.
Concerned
When
faces
Stanley
abound in
came
this
to a
room.
set of 2 open
I'm
doors,
assuming that-
he entered the door
Go to the
on his
right.
left.
Go to the right.
You terrible people. This poor man is just trying to tell his story.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
What the fuck?
Just behave exactly as Stanley would.
I wonder how short we
Choosing
can get the
responsibly
interval of him
and
restarting.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up
I think
to the
eventually
task.
it'll just
follow
disintegrate.
my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When
As much
Stanley
fun
came
as I'm
to a
having
set of
disintegrating
2
his story,
open doors,
though,
he
kinda
entered the
curious to
door
see
on
what
his
happens at the
left.
end.
What end? Which end?
The end.
The end. Stanley, haven't you been listening?
The end of this story.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to
Wait,
go
wait,
up to
wait,
his
wait,
boss's
wait.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You two.
He's not letting me open the door to the broom
He's like,
closet.
fuck you, no broom closet this time.
I still haven't gone downstairs.
There is
You
no
can't.
downstairs.
Oh,
Case,
wow,
Stanley
that changes
walked
things.
upstairs to his boss's office.
I like this version of events.
Fuck you, no stairs.
Fuck you, upstairs indeed.
There's no plaque on the door.
Yeah, there isn't. Oh.
I don't even know what's in that room. Could be like dinosaurs or like big English
Whoa,
muffins.
whoa,
Giant English muffins.
whoa.
It's a very different office.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Press
And
the
beyond
thing.
all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I can't talk. Night Shark 115.
Are you really?
It might have worked.
It might
literally-
could've-
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke
Does
his
your computer
into the
have a
receiver
microphone?
right
My
there
computer
on
does
the
not have a
wall.
microphone hooked up.
It's a shame.
It is a shame.
This version is broken because we don't have a microphone.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Wait,
You
okay,
didn't
let's
mishear
hook up a
me, did
microphone. Where's
Please
the
speak the code into
leftover
the
headset?
receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
We're broke. We just broke the game because we don't have.
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
tools.
get a microphone.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better
What if
things
I went to
do.
the bathroom at this
I
point,
asked
huh?
you for this
What would
one
happen?
single thing.
What
for
do you?
respect.
How do you
The
react?
kind of respect
What would it seem
Stanley
you
shows
pause
for
it?
his choices. He knows
I
what
don't
it
pause.
means to take
Especially
a
if it's not a
story
game that seems like it
seriously.
needs to be paused.
If you didn't want to see what I
That
had to show
seems
you, then why
needless.
did you come here? You had
I
a
think
choice,
turn-based
you know.
games, they
You
don't
could have
need to be
gone
paused.
through the door on the
Some
right.
games
you
you
could
get
have
mad
done
at you.
whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you
Can't you just
coward.
open it the same way
What
as the
the-
last?
When Stanley came
What
to
the
a
fuck?
set of two open doors,
What the fuck?
he entered the door on his left.
Are we watching?
Stanley? Hello?
We're the narrator.
Are we?
Is everything
We
okay?
are.
We're not speaking.
Stanley, please.
We're a narrator.
I
The
want you to
end.
make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you
No.
listening
What?
to me?
We can't get to
What?
ourselves.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story
You sound
needs
so
you. You need to
depressed.
make a decision.
Yeah, you've
The
broken
choice
everything
is
he ever
corruption.
loved.
Do you understand
Well,
that?
everything he
Whatever
ever.
choice you make is
Everything he
justified.
is.
You're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Yeah.
Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay.
What?
Okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best.
No,
The
don't.
credits continued to scroll, independent of your shit.
Did you restart the game?
The credits were just going.
I know, but he was still
I
talking.
feel so sorry for the narrator. I'm going to do this right this time.
All of his
That's
co-workers
fascinating.
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Fuck. I think we're giving the narrator Alzheimer's. The narrator is going rampant.
But I feel so sorry for him. I want to do it right this
The
time.
narrator AI is
You
rampant.
can make it up to him. We can make this happen.
Don't worry, we'll toady to you, narrator. Because we feel sorry. Because we are easily manipulated flesh beings.
It's not that. Just
Left.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he
Go
entered the
left,
door on his
go
left.
I couldn't bear the ending. He was just
Super sad.
super sad.
The ending
Who's
needs
making
the beginning,
me
needs
sad?
The ending needs the beginning.
Yet
needs
there
the
was
ending.
not a single person here either.
The end is never.
Feeling
It
a
is
wave
now.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his bathroom office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, hey, the stairs down.
Hey, you can go down this time. We've never been
No,
downstairs.
no, we're
Stanley
doing it
walked
right
upstairs
this
to
one
his boss's
time
office.
before I break everything again.
You've heard it all live, folks. We're doing this live. We're doing this right.
Wow.
Straight to the bathroom.
All right, we got one. Yeah, we're doing all of this right to the bathroom.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in
No,
his
he didn't.
tracks. Not a living soul anywhere.
What was it
Could he
again?
really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take.
8,
Too much for any man to take.
Get it in there.
He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the storm
Damn
as
it!
quickly as possible. He didn't even have a single minute to
You
just
just
let the
can't let the
narrator
narrator
talk.
have his day, can you?
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age
He's
music.
putting you in your place.
Oh, he really does remember everything I've done.
Hey, it's the pictures from the other office.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I wonder what happens if I fall down there.
You probably can't.
Yeah, you're probably unable to.
Or you get squished to death.
Yeah, you might just die and be like, well, that's the end of that.
Stanley couldn't wait 2
I
seconds.
mean, the game has already technically killed me once.
Only once? It crashed you once, too.
It did.
Also,
It
there was,
actually made me rage quit and start again.
yeah, there was that one time it made you like reset your brain so that you could not have the narrator be sad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, everyone fake amazement when he gets all excited.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
I am
screens.
completely,
What horrible
totally
secret did this
amazed
place
by this.
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
That's a fascinating discovery.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
It's
Their
the
true nature
employees!
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's
Shocking
co-workers.
DeathSarge looks
The lives of so
incredulously at
many
his 2
individuals
friends.
reduced to
As a
judges
fake
on a
amazement.
screen.
Shocking revelations.
This isn't fake amazement. This is real amazement that I've had before.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it?
I now know how DMs feel when players screw up their stories.
Yes, this is
No.
This is pretty
this
much
is the epitome of like he's
He
essentially your
couldn't
DM
accept
in
it.
a
His
modern
own
campaign.
life in
except
someone
that you've
else's
got like
control.
some kind of inability to
Never.
communicate with
It
him.
was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire
Good thing I
life
haven't designed my campaign
utterly
over one solid
blind
storyline
to
you
the
guys eventually
world?
break.
Oh, players will always find a way to break the
Yeah.
things you plan for them.
The
This
heart
is
of the
actually
operation.
basically an insight into any game
Controls
developer
labeled
as well.
with emotions, happy or sad.
You unplugged the
or
phone?
content,
You can't even do
walking,
that.
eating,
I didn't even
working,
think
all
unplugging
of
the
it
phone.
You
monitored and
blocked?
demanded
You
from
can't
his
block. You're supposed to
And as the
die.
cold reality of his past began
That's
to
when
sink
you.
in,
That's when you use the
Stanley
rule.
The
decided
particular
that
one
this
is like
machinery would
unplugging the
never
phone
again
smacks with
exert
like
its
any other
terrible
game
power
glitching.
over
Yeah.
Like
another
you
human
can't
life.
get outside the
For
map. What
he would
There's not even
dismantle
a
the
thing for
controls
loading
once
this.
Through the
and
walls?
for all.
This reminds me of the time when I was playing
like
Oblivion
he-
for the first time, and I got like 100%, like 100 jump, and then I got the boots of Spring Heel Jacks at 175, and I just like jumped over the wall, and it was like nothing's loaded.
There's your world.
This world is black and there's some water.
All right.
Oh, by the way, here's the
Blackness
world.
and a rising chill
Let's let
of
this
uncertainty.
wash over us.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere
I've followed
moments
all of your
away.
commands and doings.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many
How he
puzzles
got to
still
this
lay
particular
unsolved.
location.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but
Can I just turn
happiness.
up the happiness
Perhaps
switch?
his goal had not been to
If
understand.
a Combine appears, I'll
What to
suddenly
do.
understand the entire point
No
behind this
longer
game.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Have you noticed
Whatever life he
how
lives,
many
it
Half-Life
will be
games,
his.
like mods and games,
That
end
was
with you in a
all
big
he needed
field?
to know.
Hey, there's a bird.
It was perhaps
It's sort of the
only
epitome
thing
of
worth knowing.
symbolism.
Stanley
freedom.
stepped
Yeah, well,
through the
especially
open
like in a
door.
post-industrial society.
Yeah. Stanley stepped through the open door.
You're free.
Stanley felt the cool breeze
Someone's
upon
building the
his
roads,
skin,
though.
the feeling of liberation, the immense
You got
possibility
nothing
of
to
the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right
You
now,
can eat bark.
that things were
Yes, you
meant
can do
to
that.
happen.
You can chew it for sure.
And Stanley was happy.
You're not mind controlled.
Closure.
That's not closure.
Isn't it closure?
Feels like closure.
Doesn't feel like
Feels
closure.
like closure to me. All right. I think that's the end of this, isn't it?
No.
So
This is
okay.
this is
so
a
this
different
this
office.
has been
Oh, this
All
is...
of his co-workers were
okay.
gone.
Pause it for a sec.
What could
What
it
the-
mean?
Pause it.
Stanley
We
decided
have
to
we
go
have
to
to
the
wrap
meeting.
this up.
Hi. So sorry for the extra long session, but as you can see, this is a fascinating game. Beat the game. We got the achievements official.
But did you...
So we're gonna continue playing here in this new frightening office, and we'll probably do this as another segment, shorter than this one, obviously. Thank you for watching. I've been Trivial Punk,
This is Boris the Illithid.
This is DeathSarge and utterly confused.
and we'll see you on the other side.